How to raise happy kids. There are plenty of traits we want to cultivate in our children. We want them to be cooperative, moral, and smart. We want them to make good decisions. But have you ever asked yourself, how do I raise happy kids? Here are 4 things you can do to raise happy children. 1. Focus on improvement, not perfection. How do you respond when your child gets it wrong? Do you focus on what went wrong or what went right? Not long ago, I was observing my 4-year-old brushing her teeth. I inwardly cringed as a glob of blue sparkle toothpaste smeared on the sink. Yes, I wanted to jump into dad mode and take over, but I held back. I chose to focus on the fact that at least this time, she got most of the toothpaste on the brush and remembered to put the cap back on. I could have said, "Evelyn, don't get toothpaste on the sink. I've told you a million times." Instead, I said, "Evelyn, I noticed that you got most of the toothpaste on the brush and you put the cap back on. I think next time you won't even get any toothpaste on the sink." Great. There's a world of difference between these 2 responses. Think of the first reaction, which demands perfection. When parents zero in on all the reasons why something went wrong, kids feel like failures. They approach tasks with a gnawing sense of stress. They face challenges with fear, knowing that if they don't get it right, they're going to get a lecture. Now consider the second response, which focuses on improvement. When parents zero in on what went right, kids start to develop a growth mindset, the belief that they have control over their life potential. These kids can face challenges with zeal, happily knowing that mistakes are just opportunities to get better. To learn more about growth mindset, see Mindset by Stanford professor Carol Dweck. 2. Teach empathy with empathy. How do you respond when your kids complain? Do you tell them why they're wrong or why they shouldn't think that way? Before you say anything, make sure you actively listen. One day, when I was picking up my 5-year-old from school, she firmly declared, "I'm never going to school again." I could feel my blood pressure rising as she stomped off. Yes, I wanted to lecture her about how she didn't really mean it, and that even if she did, it didn't matter because she was going back to school. Thankfully, the better part of me prevailed. I responded, I see that you're very upset, little honey. Why is that?" And this led to a fascinating conversation about how even though Emma didn't get any Doritos that day, school is still a lot of fun. Think about these 2 very different reactions. The first response, to lecture, invalidates a child's feelings. It essentially says, your opinions are not important. When parents ignore their kids' emotions, 2 things start to happen. First, children stop communicating with parents. Second, kids learn to ignore others' feelings too. The second response, to acknowledge the emotion, does the opposite. It communicates, your feelings are important. You are important. When parents genuinely listen to their kids, several things occur. First, kids start to learn empathy. Second, they're better able to cope with their problems. Third, they're secure in the knowledge that they can count on mom and dad when in distress. For more on active listening, see How to Talk So Kids Will Listen and Listen So Kids Will Talk by Adele Faber and Elaine Maslish. 3. Teach optimism. Author Christine Carter, in her book Raising Happiness, explains how optimistic kids do better in school, have healthier relationships, and are less likely to face depression. I found that one of the best ways to do this is to focus on gratitude. Research shows that our brains can be trained to be optimistic merely by listing things for which we're thankful. There are many ways to do this. One suggestion is to spend 10 minutes with your kids before they go to sleep to make a list of what went well that day and why. Try this for a week. My personal favorite is called Glow and Grow. Every evening during dinner, each family member shares 1 glow, something that went well that day, and 1 grow, something that could have gone better. This teaches kids to be optimistic because not only do they reflect on something good, but also learn to see challenges as opportunities to grow instead of failures. 4. Be happy. Lastly, take a moment to reflect on your emotional health. Are you a happy person? One of the most important factors in raising happy kids is happy parents. Think of your own relationships. Do you know anybody who sucks the life out of a room the moment they enter? What about anybody who makes you smile the moment you see them? Who would you rather be around? Research even suggests a significant connection between depressed moms and poor child behavior. As parents, We're often so busy cooking meals, driving kids to activities, and wiping down sticky counters that we forget to care for ourselves. That's a huge problem. Think about when you're most likely to snap at your children. Is it when you're well rested and fresh? Or when dinner's burning and the baby's crying? So slow down. Set a date night with your significant other, hang out with friends, and do some laughing. You and your kids will be happier for it. Did you like this video or know a parent who would? Then click the subscribe button right below this video, or join us at parentlikeateacher.com.